Canada. We're all coming together now, aren't we? It's unified, patriotic, it's a beautiful thing. But is it? Here's how I kind of picture Canada right now. I feel that Canada's not firing on all cylinders, as you can tell. I'm really happy to see that everybody is finally coming together for a common cause. But why? Because of this man? Because of things he's done? Because of things he said?
And it is the word tariff. It's more beautiful than love. It's more beautiful than anything. It's the most beautiful word.
Again, I'm very, very happy that we're all coming together as a nation. I just can't help but question, are we really that patriotic? And that is the nature of this video, to really give the test. Are we in Canada as patriotic as we are portraying? I mean, in the last 10 years, we have shown some very unpatriotic tendencies. Allow me to demonstrate.
Let's start at the top. You may recognize this person. Recently resigned former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Hold your applause. In an astonishing statement to the New York Times in 2015, Justin Trudeau declared, "There is no core identity, no mainstream in Canada, and consequently, that makes us the first post-national state." Justin Trudeau is our Prime Minister and face of Canada, and this incredibly unpatriotic statement demonstrates that the leader of our country for almost 10 years had very odd ideas about our nation. And then, to boot, in 2025, before he retired, he says, appealing to our patriotism and our sense of national identity, and for the unity in the face of possible Trump tariffs. Sorry, buddy. Too little, too late. Moving on to another Prime Minister, you may have heard of this guy too, Sir John A. Macdonald, the father of Confederation and Canada's first Prime Minister. Still doesn't ring a bell? Well, look closer at the Canadian $10 bill and you'll see his face there. Macdonald's legacy has seen better days. His reputation has been toppled like the statues across Canada. Macdonald's statues are not only being taken down, so is his name from schools. And why? His critics argue that his role in establishing Indigenous residential schools and his racist views disqualify him from any place of honor in Canada today. Some people forget the fact that this was an extraordinary Canadian who accomplished a great many things. He led the original Confederation effort, persuaded 3 other provinces to join, hugely expanded Canada's territory, dissuaded American expansionism, brought economic stability, promoted unity between Canada's language and religious factions, and much more. Just don't understand where the patriotism here for the founder of our country. Sadly, I'm not done with these unpatriotic examples. You know, not to be outdone, in 2022, Torontonians renamed Ryerson University to the Toronto Metropolitan University to address the legacy of Mr. Ryerson. Rather than remember him as the founder of Ontario's system of free public schools and libraries, Ryerson was cancelled for his suggestions regarding the curriculum for the Indian residential schools that were being proposed. However, the schools themselves were not built until some 30 years after Ryerson was dead. Further, modern complaints about the schools are generally misconceived and have little to do with the curriculum. And yet another example. In 2024, Toronto was added again. This time, the historical figure targeted for cancellation is abolitionist Henry Dundas, as city officials seek to wipe his name from young Dundas Square. This square is a notable city landmark and one of Canada's most popular tourist destinations. The new name, Sankofa Square, is not even taken from anything Torontonian, Ontarian, or even Canadian, but from the Akan people of West Africa. Ironically, city officials not only appear ignorant of Henry Dundas' many contributions to Canada and to the abolition of slavery.
Here is my problem with all of this. If you cancel MacDonald, Ryerson, or Dundas, why stop with them? If we judge MacDonald, let's say, a 19th century person, by 21st century standards, many historical Canadians and other non-Canadians held unacceptable views. We're gonna need a bigger wrecking ball.
I sure hope other nations are not like us that do not learn from their history, but rather erase it. It would be a shame to knock down classic structures built by slaves all those years ago. Another instance I thought worth noting for this video is the changing of our passport. Not sure if you renewed your passport lately, but it has undergone a few not so subtle changes. Images in particular have been changed. It's more wildlife and nature and less monuments and moments. Gone are monuments like Parliament Centre Block, the Stanley Cup is gone, also Vimy Ridge Memorial and Terry Fox photo, to name a few. They're no longer on the new passport. Instead, you'll see animals like bears, narwhals, owls, and nature scenes. Now, while our government states that the new passport helps in security measures, and that's great, did we really need to erase Canadiana imagery for it? My last example of Canadian unpatriotism might be the one that bothers me the most. It's the cancellation of Canada Day. Have a look at some of the imagery of July 1st in recent times. I'll let you watch and I won't speak. In recent years, Canada Day has been scrapped in response to the recent discoveries of Indigenous children's remains at Indian residential schools. Yes, we should reconcile with Indigenous folks and certainly learn from past transgressions. But we should not crap on a day where we celebrate the country we live in and enjoy, and we should do so in solidarity. I don't think erasing history is a good idea. I quote Winston Churchill, "Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it."
Some of you may be really upset that I'm accusing Canada of not being very patriotic. But look at the behavior. I am glad that all walks of life are now coming together and saying, yes, it's Canada first. It's let's get together for Canada. We will work together despite your background, political stripe, or whatever. It's great. But why did it take this guy to do it? That's my point. Canada, when nobody is watching or doing anything to you, will you be patriotic? I hope my video has demonstrated that while nobody was watching, while nobody was doing anything to us, we haven't exactly been the paragon of virtue when it comes to patriotism. A cautionary tale? Maybe. I hope in the future we remain as patriotic as we are acting and talking like today. Because honestly, Canada is worth it. It is a great country, and we should be considered a great country, and we should act like we're in a great country. And we should all be doing it together. All of us. With that, I bid you a fond adieu, and have a great day.